Hey y'all, welcome to No Tea, Just Coffee. I am Jordan.
My name is Tam.
And today we're going to be talking about women and self-care, women hygiene. What does that mean? What does it look like? So that's the meat and potatoes. And then we're going to shoot the shit and talk about love language, which we are excited about because I feel like it was something, it went away, it's coming back.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. So, women's hygiene or self-care. I would just say self-care in general.
Yeah.
I have seen a lot of women make it more of a priority to go to the spa, get your hair done, get your nails done, really like promote it on social media as well as like on TV. You see more diversity in commercials of like women working out or, making whatever they, want to do that makes their heart happy. Doing it
and making it a priority for
and
them.
making it a priority and seeing that balance. We always talk about balance of career but also personal time, whether that's like reading a book or whatever the case may be. I'm really liking it that women are showing the different facets of our lives. And
I will say that does go back to social media too.
It does.
Social media putting it out there and showcasing that it's actually okay to take care of yourself.
See, I tried not to say social media because I'm always talking about it,
but it is very key in almost every discussion.
Literally, because literally that's all we're watching. 9 times out of 10 you're seeing things from social media. Like I follow a Black lady or African American lady and been following her for many years, but she was one of the very few that I saw many years ago doing skincare tutorials and just talking about skincare from a woman who has melanin in her skin, and talking about the different skincares that she's tried, and she makes it a part of her daily routine and regimen, and it's something that she loves to do. It's a de-stressor for her. It's educational for me as seeing it. But I really never connected the dots as much. I've always been like really heavy into skincare from like working at Sephora. But I didn't think of it as like self-care. I just thought of it as like skincare, like taking your medicine every day. Like you have to do it rather than something that is seen as like relaxation.
But also I think it depends on the person. Like I'm going to be honest, I don't do skincare. I just don't. And I personally don't contribute that to being something that would be self-care for me. Like my self-care, I go every 2 weeks to get my nails and my toes done.
And does that relax you?
It does. And to be honest, like first off, my toes, I never got my toes done because I was a dancer.
I was just going to say.
I know. I never used to get my toes done.
You have polish on your toes. I have literally seen polish on your toes maybe like a handful of times because you always say it's a waste of doing that.
Yeah, it used to be a waste, right? It used to be a waste of getting my toes done because of how much dancing I used to do. But even, I don't know, I just got to a point where I was like, but who cares? Because it just
makes you feel good.
It makes you feel good. And then even with my nails. Yes, I was that person that would get my nails done, but I would get them done like it wasn't a schedule for me. But like it's a schedule for me. Every 2 weeks, I'm going to go get my nails and my toes done.
For you.
It's something for me because I'm always on the go. I'm always doing something. I'm going here, I'm going there. So that day is just for me to focus on me.
For me, you already know I'm complete opposite with my nails. And I'm kind of more of like a tomboy at times when it comes to like nails, hair, I just like rock it natural, and I don't really get my nails done because it's not relaxing for me. For me, it almost feels like another job.
I don't think it's not real. No, that damn drill. I hate the drill. Well, it's not that it's relaxing, but it is my self-care because I know that my nails are done. Like, I
makes you feel
put together and well presentable and stuff like that. So,
and I think that is the thing. Like, self-care has many different definitions. It, doesn't really have to. Well, it should make you feel. It shouldn't make you feel anxious to do it, but it should have a sense of something like, this is what I'm doing for myself.
For yourself, right?
Like, for me, at the end of the day, like, I love like taking me a little snack and going upstairs and watching my favorite show at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know Elliot's either in bed or he's taken care of, he's fed, everything is good. Alfred's off to work, and I have like the last couple of hours of the day to just focus on me, myself, and I and my favorite show. That has been something that I'm very adamant about. Or I kind of picked up reading again, because that used to be something that would help me like zone out
and just
and quiet my mind and focus on that book. So I've done that lately. But I guess my question is, like, where did we learn that from? Did we not learn it and we're just now learning it? Like, you know, why is it so now more prominent in social media? Are we overworking ourselves and people are, wanting to take more time to back up a little bit and take care of their mental? Did your mom teach you self-care, or where did it come from?
I mean, that's kind of hard for me to answer, because my self-care is actually all beauty stuff, right? Yeah. It's my toes, it's my nails, it's getting my hair redone. Oh my gosh, I love when I get my hair redone.
Yes.
Getting my lashes filled. I go get my brows done. So mine is very like beauty driven, but that is my self-care.
Yeah.
Right? Where did I learn it from? I actually think I got it from dancing professionally. Because when you dance on a professional level, and when I say professionally, for like a NBA or NFL team, right? There is a certain look or standard.
Yeah.
Where you feel like you have to just make sure you're well presented, because whether I'm in uniform or out of uniform, people know who you are, right? So
yeah, that's true.
That's when it came to my nails and, hair and all the lashes, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I would have to say that's where it came from. Yeah. Because before that, I didn't really necessarily care about getting my nails done. I did not get my toes done. That was out of the question,
right.
And if I did, it was every blue moon. But as a dancer, we actually have to build up that calorie. Like, we have to build that up on our feet to be able to turn and stuff like that.
Yes.
Dancers' feet, as most dancers will call it. So yeah, like my toes and stuff like that, that wasn't a focus. And then my hair was always in braids, so it wasn't, I was very, I would say, more natural in my care.
Yeah.
And at that time, I don't think there was necessarily a lot of self-care that I needed at that time.
Yeah.
But as an adult, like, there, you do need that. But just to go back to answer your question, that's where mine came from. It came from, dancing professionally. But another thing that I do is I like to zone out to music.
Oh, yeah.
Now that is so just relaxing to me. Yes. And I'm not talking about when it's a cleaning day.
Yeah.
I love to zone out in my car in music. I like to zone out at my place and just turn music on. I can just be sitting on the couch with a glass of wine.
Yes.
TV's off. Music. I have candles. I have my candles burning.
Oh, that's another thing.
And I just have music. And I just it's literally like I just go into a whole nother world. Because my mind is just like
resting.
It's resting. It just kind of shuts down.
Yeah.
So music for me, that is, oh my gosh, like, it's so good for me. Yeah.
You know what? I think mine. So to go back to like the beauty, I think because I was in the beauty industry for so long that you had to have your nails done, you had to have a full face of makeup, you had to have like all of these things that we had to have working for a beauty store. When I got out of that industry, I kind of went all the way left, because it was always, you were on display all of the time. Like, I remember going to work, if you didn't have like your like a statement lip, or if you didn't have, you got to go in the back, get yourself together. If you weren't prepared, okay, take 10 minutes before you hit this floor and make sure you are representing this company and these products. So when I left, I was like,
you left it
F
off.
That. Because it was a job for me. So I kind of went the other way. So I'm like, I'm not getting my nails done as much anymore. Like makeup. Now I do enjoy doing makeup, but sometimes it does seem like a job for me. So I think mine would have to be, when you said candles, I find so much pleasure in just lighting a candle, reading a book, and just sitting in. I'm very much a person that likes to be in my own space. Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with just sitting still and being in my own space without nobody else. Yep. That honestly is my self-care. When everybody's gone and either I have a magazine, I got a book, or my favorite show, and I'm just zoning out. Nobody's asking me for anything. I'm not cooking, nothing. You know, I'm not having to schedule an appointment for something. I'm not on the phone. So I think I've learned self-care through learning myself. Because a lot of things that I would do would make me anxious. And one of them would be to go to the nail salon, because
I can see that.
It would be so much going on and so many different conversations, and the nail techs are talking, the other people in there are talking, they're doing my nails. Okay, now they shifted me over to get my feet done, and it's not even a relaxing process. It's they hurrying up trying to get your feet done so they can get to the next person. And I mean, I found one nail salon that I don't feel like it's like they're trying to rush you through the process.
For you, self-care has to be relaxing.
To me, I think, yeah.
Because I understand, like, in a nail salon, especially if it's a Saturday, like, they're constantly going. Like,
also hair. That's why I stopped getting my hair done as much, is because like my whole Saturday would be gone when I was still getting my hair colored and cut and permed.
That's different. Like,
but some people find, you know what I mean?
No. You're right. Yeah, you're right. I guess for me, it's not. Mine just goes back and forth. It's about things that will allow my mind to just turn off, and then it's about feeling good. You know, but like hair, that started to become too taxing for me. Yeah. So I locked my hair. Yeah. Right. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to do anything. That's right. Even with like my lashes. Now, yes, that stemmed from, dancing professionally, and you know, we always had to have lashes on or whatever. Yeah. So it became less taxing or time consuming of always having to put the strips on. Yeah. You know what? Let me get extensions. Yeah. So, like those things just, kind of grew with me. But for me, it's not always going to be about relaxation. I think for me, it's a combination of both, of relaxing and just like feeling good. Yeah. Another thing I used to do when I was like really heavy into dancing, I used to get massages. Yeah. That was a good that's literally self-care. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like, no, that's very true. Yeah. Well, and that's why I think I'm heavy into skincare, is because it literally, like, I can see the work that I put into my skin, like, and also like I'll put a mask on and I can just sit there and let the mask, and I can watch my show, and it really does zone me out too.
I just never done skin stuff. And I think that actually comes from my mom. Yeah. And the fact, even with makeup, I don't wear makeup. If I do makeup, it's going to be my eyes and that's it. But that actually comes from my mom growing up telling me, like, you're not about to put all that foundation and all that stuff on your skin for it to break out. And I've never...
To tell you the truth, I didn't get into makeup until I started working at Sephora. I never really got into it until then. And then it became... I made good money at it. So then I just started doing it real heavy. But it wasn't, I don't know if I I don't know if I enjoyed it as much as this is my income. Right. And it's something that I'm good at. So I was just doing it. But it's such a vain industry at times. It would make me very anxious, because we would get and I don't know if it's the same way, but we would get tested, can you do a full face in an hour? Do you know the ins and outs of these product lines? You know, we really had to be on our toes. Stuff. That made me so damn anxious.
Yeah, I think that would make anybody anxious.
Let me tell you, the day that I quit, we were taking an examination on doing a full face in an hour, and I think we were using, I don't know, NARS or one of the top brands, and the representatives from that brand came to watch us do it. I walked in.
No pressure.
And I was like, this is making me anxious. I'm all over the place. And I literally was like, it's time to go.
But you know what? That also probably stems from just like your personality type too.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, you talk about all the time how like you only have so much energy and whatever that you can give, and then you like done for it.
Yeah.
So for you, that would make sense why your self-care has to be something that is very relaxing.
Like non-taxing in any way, shape, or form. And I think the more in tune I am with myself, that would be my self-care, is like being very in tune with when I'm tired, when I can go the extra mile, when I can't go the extra mile, when I have learned how to be in tune.
Yeah.
And I think that is my self-care. Like, you know, I was just telling Tam, like, I could probably do one major thing on a weekend, and that's pretty much all I'm going to be able to do. But that took a while because I try to pack in so much stuff, and then I would be so exhausted the rest of the weekend or that week. And so I think for me, a part of self-care is being in tune with how you just operate.
And you know what, the more I think about it, I really do feel like it is just like it is about like who you are and your personality. Because for me, I'm always on the go. I'm always on the run. I'm always having to constantly think about something else, right? And so, yes, I like to get my nose, toes, etc. done, but I really, really, really love like when I just have my music going. I really love like if I'm driving a long distance, right? If I'm going to go see my boyfriend, I will literally drive that entire time in silence.
Oh, that's a good one.
And not even realizing, like, I know where I'm going, but not really like,
because
I'm just out.
Oh, that's a good one. Sometimes when we were in the office, working in the office, started working from home. And you know how some days can be. So I would literally get in the car and I would put no music on, and especially if it's like a nice day out, roll the windows down and zone out. Yeah. And just let your mind relax.
Yeah. Or for me, let your mind relax, or kind of just let like whatever thoughts just go, if you will. Like, I talk to myself sometimes.
Oh, girl, don't we all?
You know what I mean? Like,
I hope we all do.
But I think for me, that is very beneficial. It helps me.
Absolutely.
So that is for me a self-care, because I'm able to like just talk that, like just let it out, and then I'm like, okay.
Because sometimes you like, is that right? I mean, you know, you have to like sometimes talk it through with yourself. It's something about hearing it out loud helps. Like,
but you know, a lot of people won't admit that they talk to themselves. I don't care. I talk to myself.
But it's not like we like, Jordan, we're not. You know what I mean? We ain't no psychos,
right?
It's just sometimes hearing something out loud for me, like especially if there is a conversation that has been had, and I'm trying to understand,
and process.
Because I will literally say to myself, like, did I say something wrong?
Yeah.
Or is it something that I'm not understanding?
Yeah.
And I'll be literally like, okay, so she said, because I need to know, okay, what's the next step in this? Or am I hearing that right? So I think to some degree, I think most people probably are going to talk to themselves. Like, but not admit it.
I was about to say, but they don't like to admit it. But
they ain't gonna admit it.
But yeah, so for me, that I would say, like, if we're talking about like relaxing or relaxation, is definitely music with some candles.
I will say,
in silence in a car.
I think self-care, if I think back, like my family is like women heavy. It's a lot of women in my family or whatever. And so like my mother used to work at Clinique at Ella Sayers at the mall. And so I would watch her do her self-care regimen, which would be like full face makeup, because she was on display. And in my mind, when I was younger, I thought, well, that's something that I want to do. Like that, to me, I would look at it like, if you're a woman, this is the way in which you take care of yourself, which is makeup. My mother was hair done, nails done,
everything
makeup, honey. Like my mom was on the top of her game, dressed really well. Like, and so for a while I thought, and I know that was my mother's self-care, but I had, I took that and I thought, well, that is self-care, and I kind of ran with it. But then as I started to get older, that was what her self-care wasn't really working for me. And so as I got older, I realized, like, having to do all of these things causes me more stress and really isn't taking care of yourself. It's just it was all like
forward facing beauty stuff,
and it was like a learned behavior.
Because even like I can even say, as far as like my style of dressing, like growing up, my mom was really heavy into modeling. Yeah, she had her own modeling agency. She has founded, or discovered, several girls. Like I literally grew up around that. Yeah, and my mom dressed down.
I know that's right.
And she still will. Yeah, and growing up, I saw that. Yeah, and my style, I always felt like I had to be dressed down. I mean, even in like high school, like I was always in a boot or a like tennis shoes. What, like that was, it was a learned behavior. Yeah. And then, you start to get older and you're like, this is too much.
This ain't working.
But I have style when I need to, when I need to.
Now, let me tell you, I was watching a post by the wonderful Tabitha Brown, and she was talking about after she got sick, after she got well, she couldn't wear heels anymore. Right. And she's in the limelight, she's going to events or whatever, and at first she was like, I would try to wear heels and she couldn't, barely walk them. It wasn't good for her health. Yeah. And so after a while, and you'll see her, like, she'll have on, now, of course she probably wears, heels to a certain degree, but she will dress to the nine and she'll have some really cool sneakers on, because I think it's a learned behavior of like, girl, if you going to a gala, girl, if you going to this, you got to wear a heel. But Tabitha was like, this is not even working for my health. Like, I'm not sticking to this. And what does it matter? Because I'm still going to dress to the nines. I'm just not going to have a heel on. Yeah. And that's okay. Like, I think you do have to make up what is your self-care, and make sure that it is actually your self-care rather than like a learned behavior or something that, well, this is what we've always done, or then that's going to be what I do.
I mean, I think that can even relate to like if we're talking about hygiene.
Oh, that's what I was going to get into. There we go.
That's learned behavior. Like a lot of the stuff that,
or not learned.
Yeah, learned or not learned, or unknown knowledge from previous generation and whatnot. But like even hygiene stuff, like if my mom, she
see, I never learned about women's hygiene.
Okay, when I say like learned, did my mom sit me down and say this and this? No, it wasn't like a lesson given, but like, I mean, like, and this is old school, okay? No one does this now. Lord, please, I hope you don't. Please. What? But like way back when, you douching.
Yes.
Douche.
Oh, because I think they say douchebag is a bad thing. So it's douche.
Douche. Anyways, that was something that like, as women, you thought you were supposed to do.
Lord have mercy. Tearing ourselves up.
Tearing the insides all
the way
up.
Oh, my God.
To find out, girl, you better stop.
Because you're messing up your pH.
You messing it all up. But like that's what I mean by like, that was a learned behavior because that's what she thought too, or that's what the next. Whatever,
I do remember that. You know? Like even my sister, like my mom really. Of course, like when it was that time of the month or when I started my period, like my mother kind of like gave me the basics. But then like I had so many sisters, I would just watch, you know, what they would do. And one of them was that. And then later on, now I will say from working just in the beauty industry, you have so much different information about different things. And pH balance was one thing that I learned about being because we would sell feminine products you know, certain feminine products or whatever. And so that was one thing that we learned about is your pH. I was like, of a swimming pool? Like that's all I knew was like pH of what? And they're like, you know, of your your lady parts, you know what I mean? And I'm thinking nobody ever. So then just learning that, then I started to do a little more research, and quite honestly, without that, there is a particular product that I use to this day and have used it for years.
And I got it from you. I already know what you're about to say.
Because it doesn't mess up my pH. And it's called pH, feminine wash, because it has a certain ingredient in it that doesn't bother me down there. You know what I mean? But and then, you know, body wash. I learned a long time ago, it means body, but you have to disassociate your lady part from your body.
Yeah.
Because you're messing it up. So, but that, again, that's, nobody's really out there to this day. I never hear anybody talking about women's hygiene like that.
I don't know if I can say to this day, because now, I see it everywhere now.
Like, but in an educational standpoint,
it's all over. You could go on any social media, like it's on social, like how to keep your pH balance this way,
or you know what? That's true.
Use this and don't use that. Like now,
that is true.
Yes, but for us,
no,
true. It wasn't there, and we weren't privy to social media at the time that we were growing up. Now, and even still, when there were things being advertised, they were advertising the wrong stuff because they were just money hungry.
And here's the thing. I highly doubt that whoever was making those products asked a woman anything.
Yeah, probably not. And for me, where did I learn it from? I actually learned a lot from my best friend. Like, a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and you do, because not everybody, like even, I just remember like even in high school, she wasn't necessarily like a friend, but like a, you know how you have like associates in high school, like, hey girl, you know, in passing. And there was just some young lady that hadn't learned about when it's that time of the month. You know, when to change your pad, when to change your tampon if you're using tampons. You know,
were our parents nervous to talk about that stuff? Like, because I think about like,
and I had to
like why that person didn't know that.
And I felt
that's so sad. Yeah,
because she was getting made fun of. So I remember speaking to her in I think it was either before or after gym class. And I just was like, hey, you know, every 2 hours, sometimes every hour, it just depends on how your flow, how heavy your flow is. You want to make sure that you're changing out your pad or your tampon, whichever you're using. And I don't even think, like Summer's Eve came out with feminine wipes, but I don't think they were available until I was out of high school maybe. And then I start to get privy to, I still use the wipes, and I still use that like spray, you know, this is like feminine spray. I don't even know what to call it, but just to keep it fresh. Because especially in the summertime, you know, all these things, but that's a ongoing thing to learn.
I wonder if that was just a generational thing, because I honestly can't sit here and think about like a moment when I was taught by anybody elder, like, this is what you're supposed to do. Even when I went from, you know, wearing a pad to tampon.
Yeah.
Can't really remember any type of discussion of this is how long, this is what you shouldn't do, what you're not supposed to do. I didn't even know that, and this was when I say years, I mean years later. I'm probably like early, maybe even late 20s.
Yeah.
That there's, I can't think of what it is, but
toxic
like
shock syndrome.
Yes.
Because we talked about that.
Like.
That's why I don't.
What?
And that's the thing. Nobody educated me on how long you can keep a tampon in. So I learned that in high school. I must have kept it in too long, and I had tried to get up, and then literally your body goes into shock. You know, when your body goes into shock, you can't move it. I'm like, what is going on? So I don't know. After a minute or two, and I'm freaking out. There was a number on the tampon box that was talking about toxic shock syndrome. So I had actually called that number.
So wait, you went into shock and then you went out of it?
Yeah, your body goes into like shock. Oof. You can't move.
Jeez.
And then I eventually got up and I was like sobbing because I was like scared to death. And
This is in high school?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, what is going on? Like I was like 18. Like nobody told me anything about this. So I'm like, what is going on? And I don't know if I called my sister. Somebody was like, you need to call. There's a number on the box to call. And I think it was my sister I called. Like, this is what happened. She was like, I think you just got just toxic shock syndrome or whatever. Because we kind of like went through like what happened. You know, I'm like, I'm wearing a tampon. I don't really like to wear them. She was like, I think that's what it is. So I called and talked to the lady. And she basically told me like, okay, well, first of all, you need to take it out immediately. And then if you have any symptoms after that, then you do need to go to the emergency room.
Right.
Nobody ever said nothing.
But I really do think it goes just into just the generation. Like now I can't see that ever being an issue. Like, well, let me not say that. It can't, because it does start in your household.
It does.
But what I mean by that, because everything is so social media driven, it is literally, I now see it everywhere. Like there is not a moment or time, even on commercials. Like I literally now see stuff about like and what I will also say, not just like how to clean yourself, but like hair too. Like in all areas of hygiene.
That's very true.
Like,
well, because like, okay, going back to self-care, and that is both, it's hygiene. The availability of products for Black women, because I remember not really feeling like I can take care of my natural hair.
Because you couldn't, because it was like
because there was 2 products. And so.
But now it's everywhere.
Now I have different options and can run through and figure out what is best for me. But to not be able to take care of yourself in that way can be defeating a lot of times, especially for a young person, when you're like, I don't know what to do with this hair.
And with natural hair, I remember so it took me the second time going natural. My best friend, she had went natural. She had been trying to get me to go natural for years. Yeah. So I finally do it. And even with her.
Yeah.
I remember when she first went natural. Her hair would be, it's almost like back in the day with like the Jerry curls, how it'd be all juicy. Her hair would be so
juicy.
Every time you would hug her, you would have to do one of these things. But she didn't know the proper way to take care of her hair. Whereas I was opposite in knowing, like, I just thought, oh, I could just go about my day and keep it moving. No, girl, you need to put product on the actual hair. You need to put product on your scalp.
Yep.
You know what? You even have to wash it every now and again.
Yeah, you do. And deep conditioning.
And then the deep conditioning. Like, no one knew.
Nobody knew.
Because at that time, natural hair was not the thing. But child,
it's the thing now.
Now everybody want to go natural. You know what I mean? Like everybody want to lock up, which is beautiful. But
it is. Took a long time.
I just think it was our generation. Yeah. You know, we didn't have it. Now this new generation, you literally have access to all of that information. Yes. Now I do think though that when it comes to just teaching, I do think it needs to come from the household.
It should.
It needs to come, you know, if it's a woman related, it needs to come from
the will or the okay to go find the information.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think like even like for guys, I think like some things on how to take care of yourself, it needs to come from a man figure, I think a male figure.
It depends because like now I'm biracial. So if you have, like, say you have a white mom, she's definitely not going to be able to tell you how to self-care, and that, especially your hair. That was another hurdle.
I'm just talking about like gender role.
So what I'm saying is if it can't come from the household, at least let the person know where they can find the information, or give them a website or two, or hey, go to this page or two.
For sure.
If it can't actually come from,
and not specifically in the house. I'm not saying like, but like it can come from other people within your circle. Yes, like that's true. I have aunties, I have my mom's best friend or whatever, you know what I mean? Like just some type of access, like you're saying, to receive the information. But because even, I mean, I think sometimes even to, say, well, hey, you can go here and find it. Maybe not everything out there is going to be accurate or right for each person,
but that still goes on now. Even as I'm 36, there's still like products that everybody's raving about. I try it, it don't work for my hair. So there is a trial and error in that. But all I'm saying is
discovering what it is that works for you.
Some people don't know to go find it, whether it's a YouTube video, whether it's an article, whether it's a video on Instagram, whether it's a TikTok. Just have the conversation of,
Now, child, you can find anything on YouTube, okay?
Seriously.
You can learn how to build a house on YouTube. I love YouTube. Sorry, that's random.
But you know what I mean? Just saying YouTube is I am not a YouTube person in general, but like I have friends who be like, well, such and such has a YouTube page that you can go on and see like what kind of hair type you have, or, reviews on certain products, or how to put on a glueless wig, which I just watched not too long ago.
That's where I learned how to do my lock stuff. I'm a YouTube junkie, okay?
See, and that's what I was gonna say.
Google.
Yeah.
Or Google. But yeah, I mean,
you gotta be careful with Google because, like you said, anything can come up.
I mean, really, to be honest, you got to be careful anywhere. You have to figure it out yourself. Okay?
You do. It is trial and error.
The products that, like, when I had my natural loose hair, the products that my best friend used, my hair was like, nah.
I'm telling you, I have went through hundreds of products.
Even like feminine wash and stuff. You go. What might work for Jordan. Oh my gosh. Like seriously, hundreds. And when I say finally, and this is recent, because you told me about the one brand in Target.
Oh, Honey Pot.
Honey Pot.
Yes.
And here's the thing recent, too. Like within like the last 3-4 years.
Honey Pot. Okay. One thing that I didn't know that I just discovered.
Oh man. Okay. Just when you thought.
Now, depending on, there's two things. Depending on if it's that time of the month, two things.
Sorry, I never seen it like that. Continue.
2 or 2. Or 2. Which one we going to do?
Continue.
So 2 things. The time of the month, I cannot use Honey Pot because it ain't mathing.
pH ain't pH.
So I stopped using it because I was like, what is going on? I need something so I'm doing my little research. There's a brand, and I get it from Amazon because I can't find it consistently at any of the stores. It's called pH, and it has boric acid in it.
Oh, that's good.
And it's basically, that's the only ingredient.
I'm about to say, now, ladies, if you didn't know, boric acid, that is your best friend.
Let me tell you something.
When it comes to...
You don't want... And sometimes you're like, why is this not sudsing up? You don't want it to be like a body wash sud either.
It's not supposed to.
You just want it to like clean the impurities out.
If it's too soapy...
It ain't gonna work.
Red flag.
Your pH is gonna be all jacked.
Yeah.
So that also has been a journey too, because I'm like, dang, I really need something. And then also fragrance. You don't want anything that has too much fragrance in it.
Shouldn't be down there at all. Truth be told,
it shouldn't smell like anything.
Yeah.
And you'll know if it's messing your pH up. You'll know. But again, trial and error. Honey Pot, Summer's Eve.
Yeah, that one wasn't.
That is for the masses, and I get it. I know why we have it, but honey, that is everybody's vajayjay ain't the same.
It's not good. Don't do it. Summer's Eve, like I know it's a popular one, y'all, but don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, don't do it.
But yes, again, those types of things, and that goes to me and Tam just talking about what feminine wash you using. Well, I'm using this.
Right, because
we was at Target.
We like at lunchtime, we would always go to lunch together, and sometimes we would make a Target run.
Yes.
And yeah, it was just a random conversation. I'm like, oh, I never seen this before.
And those, what's the things, the cup?
Oh,
remember we tried those? I can't use those because
one of my friends. Okay, one of my friends uses a cup when she's on her period.
Yeah,
and she lives by this thing. And she was like, you need to try it. It's, it's better for you, da da da. So I'm like, okay. No. But then I realized the way in which it has to insert and the way in which you are to take it out. She's like, yeah, you might get a little messy.
No.
Excuse me?
Like,
I don't want no parts of that.
I feel like I'm performing surgery.
Oh my God.
I feel like I got to roll my sleeves up just to do something that would normally take me 2 seconds.
Now, and a lot of women use it. And yes, it is.
And it works for them.
It is much healthier, right? Because you ain't putting no cotton or whatever. But they actually have come out with more like,
versions of it?
Earth friendlier, like tampons or whatever. But yeah, I mean, everything ain't for everybody, and that cup is not for me.
But I feel like at least talk about it to somebody that you feel comfortable. Like, hey, sis, what you doing for feminine hygiene or whatever? Like, there are certain things you just got to get out in the open.
Got another story.
And
again, this is I learned all my feminine stuff from my friends. Okay,
no, true, that's facts.
One of my close friends.
Oh my God, I'm scared. The way you laughing.
Because every time she would take a shower, you would just hear this. I'm like, dang, she is getting it. Like, really just, lathering. Like,
hold on, I'm dead.
Like she is, she getting in there. And then one day I was just like, what?
She don't use no washcloth.
Well, no, it's not that.
I was going to say, because that's one thing that I learned too.
It's not that. One day I asked her, I said, girl, you really be in there getting it. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, whatever sound.
Yeah.
What she does, she doesn't use a washcloth to clean.
That's what I just said.
No, you said body.
No. I said she don't use a washcloth. Okay, right, to clean her.
Okay, we're saying the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm just specifically saying she doesn't use a washcloth to use to clean herself.
That's
right?
What I was saying.
She was my bad. I missed it. It went on my head. My bad.
Yeah,
but she'll use like a loofah to wash her body, or whatever. Yeah. But that's what she was saying, and when she explained it to me, I was like, oh yeah, I was like, that makes sense. She's like, because if you think about it, like your hand it's one of the cleanest parts. If you're using bacteria. Like a rag or a loofah or whatever, it's built up bacteria. Yeah. And I was like,
I think I learned that.
And ever since then, and it's been a long time since I've been doing that. But as soon as she said that, I was like,
and I literally just heard that you should not, like, you should change your washcloth body
every day. Oh, excuse me.
Every day. Which I don't change my washcloth every day because I'm thinking, I don't use it down there in my lady parts. I'm just cleaning my body. But you should change your washcloth every day.
You should. I mean, because if you think about just like
it's just
when it dries,
and then I know. I still don't change it every day.
I wonder if you put a light.
Let's just throw all the washcloth. Come away. Even the towel.
I think about that's why I don't use. That's actually why I don't use washcloths anymore, because for whatever reason I had that visual of like
all the bacteria.
There's built up bacteria on this thing.
Ooh, I got chills. So what do you use?
I use a loofah. It has a little bit more air breathing. You know what I mean? Because it's a loofah. But even with that, I change those out.
How often you change your loofah out?
I ain't gonna say like every week or every 2 weeks. But I change them out often.
Like once a month or change it out every month?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I literally yesterday was I think on Instagram, and an ad popped up or something about a doctor saying don't use a washcloth or, change your washcloth every day because. But my OBG is the one who told me to stop using a washcloth to wash up down there. And I was like, well, this is interesting. What I'm going to use?
What are you going to use? Your hand.
Your hand. And I was like,
so I'm good. You just want me to get in there?
Okay. Get personal. But that's the truth.
When it comes to washcloths, I have it for decoration. And if like there's guests that come over,
they can use
they're only going to be there for maybe a day or two. So
that's true.
But I don't use it.
Now you made me want to get a loofah.
That's all I use.
I think now.
Oh, I have something else that I learned.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So this one came from my doctor. First off, my doctor is cool as hell. When I be getting my pap smears, we be cracking jokes and she be in there. Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna she's just
getting real personal.
Real personal.
Yeah.
But I don't even know how we got on this topic. But we literally talk about anything. But she had recommended basically as women, we shouldn't wear underwear all the time. And
that's a tricky one.
And I at first I was like, what? She's like, well, if you're wearing for example, if you're wearing leggings, that actually makes sense to me.
Why would underwear?
Why would you have tight underwear underneath some tight leggings? But anyways, her point was to allow it to breathe. And I was like, okay.
See,
now this is what I will say. It is a little weird though.
Yeah. So you don't wear underwear at all?
Barely. TMI, sorry guys.
No, we didn't talk about washing ourselves with our hands. You can't get more TMI.
Now it depends, but leggings and stuff, no, that now that really does not make sense to me.
I have heard that you got to wear underwear with a dress.
You don't have to.
What? I have to wear underwear with a dress.
You don't have to. It depends.
Now, yes, I've heard this and been knowing this for a long time. I wear underwear with everything.
It's a hard transition.
Now sleep, I don't, because that's my time to let her rest, let her air out.
I used to do that. I did used to do that.
But on a daily, I'm wearing underwear because I have tried it and I just feel, I feel everything on everything. And I'm just like, I don't know. It just, it ain't my cup of tea.
It's not for everybody. Now, obviously, when it's that time of the month, different story. Different story. I just want to clear that up for you guys. Just want to clear that up.
It's about to be a horror film, okay? Girl. We don't have clean up on aisle 7. We do not have time for that today.
Yeah.
But no, that's you kind of do capture information from a little bit of everybody. And one thing you have to get you an OBG.
Mm-hmm.
Please do not walk around this earth as a woman with just a general physician.
Yeah.
Get you somebody that knows about your lady parts.
That knows about it.
That can give you the tea on what needs to be done. And then also when Tam said, I kind of forgot, but I do follow some women who have started feminine hygiene product brands and have really got into the nitty gritty of, this is what you should and shouldn't be using
of it and how it
the whole thing. So, but I think in general, you kind of just make up it as you go on what you should or want to do or
what works best for you.
What works for you, what you constitute as self-care. And it's your business at the end of the day, really.
Your business.
And check on your friends.
You guys have learned a lot of our business here.
I'm telling you, listen. We just got to talk it through. What you use this here.
Because I have this one problem. But no, seriously, when you can be that open and honest with you,
this ain't feeling too well.
Right, this ain't it.
And I'm about to give me some loofahs.
Yeah,
I'm about to throw away them washcloths.
And then it also just feels better too, because you just feel like you just get
and exfoliate.
That's what I'm saying. Yes,
I'm doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Use the rags for like when guests come over. Yeah. For decoration.
I don't need to use no more rags. Cause why? Why am I even using?
I haven't bought a rag in I don't know how long. I don't know how many years.
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of them.
Good old dollar store.
Seriously.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But anything else on hygiene?
Nothing else on that. I think we have exposed ourselves enough here.
But I hope this opens the door for like,
right, absolutely.
Get with your friends and see what's going on.
Yeah,
we all do the same thing.
Right. All jokes aside, like obviously we wanted to have this conversation for a reason, and you know the only way that you're gonna learn is if we are being open and honest about just how we discovered and figured things out. So, I mean, I'm an open book most of the time anyway, so it don't bother me.
No, it don't. Yeah. It shouldn't.
Yeah. So nothing else for me. Time to get for the shoot the shit.
Let's shoot the shit.
Love languages.
Hold on. You know what song popped in my mind is one of my favorite artists.
Oh, really? Music such a
that song hits my soul.
Yeah, to tell you, but I'm afraid of the...
Okay, side note, really quick. Have you been watching NPR's Tiny Desk?
And Juvenile was on there? But low key with the band in the back, that was fire.
Okay, but I said that because did you watch Tanks?
Oh, you already know.
Holy smokes.
First off, I was mad at the fact that it was only like 18 minutes. How dare you
did they do that?
Tanks like that?
I wanted more.
All of the hits that he
had. My God.
He had 18 minutes.
That man has a catalog.
Plethora.
Whoop.
What?
But I say that also because I hope they do bring on like Music Soul Child, Joe, because they brought on
I love Joe.
Babyface.
Yeah.
I was like, we need more of that era, you know. So hopefully they'll bring on some more soulful music.
Yeah.
Artists and all that.
Yeah.
Sorry guys. Okay, back to love language.
We're back.
So it was a thing. I mean, like 5 years ago or whatever.
Oh, you don't think it is anymore?
I do.
Oh, okay.
But remember, it was like, read this book. Everybody read love language book and take this test. It took me forever. Alfred did not. It probably took me all
no parts. He don't want no parts of it.
He was like, I ain't doing that. He was like, I don't need to know. So it's funny because his cousin was just over dropping our son off. And, and he brought it up in a conversation about something else. And he was like, yeah, have y'all done love language? And I was like,
wait, this is like recent?
Yeah. A couple days ago.
Oh, gosh.
It was a personality test. And he was asking us, like, have we taken it? And we were like, no, we haven't taken it. He was like, it's kind of like the love language test. And then we kind of started talking about that. I was like, it took me like 5 years to get him to take that test. But it really does help you understand, like, one of Alfred's love languages is acts of service.
Now, I never took the test, but I know exactly what mine are.
But it's such an eye-opener as far as the way
how you love.
Because remember on another episode, we were talking about just because this is a way that I want to be loved, doesn't mean that your mate wants to be loved in the same way.
Right.
And so, but once they said acts of service, that was, I knew it, but I was like, that is confirmation.
Yeah.
Confirmation.
So what are your love languages?
So mine is acts of service, quality time, and I think
okay, you got 3.
Yeah, they'll tell you like your top 3 or something like that, as like the top 3 that you rated the highest, and I think words of affirmation are my top 3.
Okay.
So because you didn't take the test,
but I know
how you know,
because I know what I need.
Okay, so what are yours?
So I need now. This is how much I didn't take the test, so I may call them wrong. Physical
right. Oh, physical touch.
Physical touch.
That's right.
Time.
Quality time.
Okay. There you go. Quality time, and then if I had to pick a third one, it's gift, acts of service, and what's the 5th?
Words of affirmation.
I don't need the words of affirmation because by your physical touch and your time, that's gonna be enough for me.
Okay.
I would probably say if I had to choose, my third one would be
service,
acts of what is it? Acts of
gift
service,
giving.
Gift giving. Because I do like receiving gifts. I don't I don't need them. Like, for example, the other day she got me some flowers.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness! Like that just touched my heart.
You know, I know you don't need it.
I know, and it's like, and even like when it does come to gifts, I'm very big on like, don't just give me something just to get something.
Make it
meaningful. Make it make sense. You know, like. For example, my ex-boyfriend, he had got me a vacuum cleaner. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh. because I needed one.
Oh, me on the other side, why you buy me this vacuum cleaner?
Like, but for me, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, he got me a vacuum cleaner because I really needed one. Like, those are the type of gifts that I love and appreciate. Don't get me wrong. Like, flowers every now and then, like that. Those are beautiful things. But yeah, those are mine. I already know.
When you said, what is it? The touch? What
physical touch?
Physical touch. Mm-hmm. That one, the older I get, is starting to creep in more of so quality time is always going to be my first one because I'm kind of the way with gifts. I don't want you to give me anything, but the quality time. Like if you'll sit, watch a movie with me, or even if it was like flowers, I know you went and picked them out. The quality.
Oh yeah.
Like just because time I know is so valuable. Mm-hmm. Like if somebody spends time with you, they're taking time out of their day. They could be doing something else. And so that's what I find value in. But also the older I get, I like physical touch. And when I was younger, I didn't really care about that.
I can say the same thing about quality time.
Yeah.
Like quality time.
The older you get, the more you.
Yes. And when I say like within recent, like literally within recent, I'm like, I need a little bit more quality time. But what I was going to say is that's also like my love language, obviously in like a relationship.
Yes, that's true.
My friendships.
That is very true.
That's a little bit different.
Very different.
Very, very different. But like, you know, within my relationship, like that's what I need. And if I had to rank them, if I had to rank them, it would be physical touch first, for sure. And then quality time, and then gifts.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I think that is a good point about friendships, because I think my number one for a friendship, and not so much, you know, in my personal relationship, would be acts of service.
Yes.
Because I want to actually.
And now, granted, there's only so many within the 5 that can apply. But you know.
But I want to actually know, or like the showmanship of you making me feel like we can rock. Yeah. We can ride. We can rock together. You in it for the long. Like I can trust you. I can depend on you. Like those types of things, because you're not with that person every day in an intimate setting. I think acts of service for me is important to know. Like when I call on you, I hope that you can
be there.
Right.
And I had a friend who hers was quality time. But at that time, I can't give it to you, sis.
I know you said what you need, right? But I can't give it to you.
I can't give it to you.
Yeah, no, that's hard, because in a friendship, I have a friend that I know quality time is important, and so because I know that, like I just text and said, "Hey, let's schedule some time. Like let's go to a winery or let's do something," because I know that quality time is important to her. And not all your friends are like that, but I know that for our friendship it is.
You know, I feel like a horrible person now that you said that, because I was just like,
you can't have it, sis.
I ain't got the time to give you.
No,
I mean that's just real. Like I didn't have the time to give her, and this is a friendship that we end up ending.
Yeah.
But
you at least you recognize that about her.
Yeah, I knew that's what she needed, and I'm just like, I am so busy, I can't give that to you. And on top of trying to give it to,
I was just gonna say,
you're
trying to balance that. We can say balance to the end of time, because it is that I never thought about love languages not only in just your mate, you and your mate, but I never thought about it in a friendship, because you do have to understand. Like I have a friend that words of effort, now that we're talking, Words of affirmation, I know, is their love language in a friendship.
I have a friend too who needs, he will probably not admit this, but he is someone that needs to hear, good job. Wow, that was great. 100%. That was amazing. And I'm going to be honest again. Sometimes that's a lot.
It is a lot.
Like, if you know, like, you doing it. I don't need to tell you every single time, but I know that is exactly what he needs to feel 100%. Good about himself, to feel accomplished.
Yes.
Again, I don't know if he'll admit that, but I have a friend who is exactly like that.
And you know, that words of affirmation, and we took this test 7 years ago or whenever it was like a big thing. And I think for me, words of affirmation was very important to me then, because I did not grow up hearing it. And so when I got with Alfred, it was like that was something that was missing. But the more confident I became and the more like involved in our relationship and achieving more, it kind of started to diminish a little bit. So I can't really even say that if I took that test now, I don't think words of affirmation is really going to be
See,
a thing that I need anymore. You know what I mean?
No, I can understand that. I know for me, like, that physical touch, and it's like an energy thing for me. Like, if me and my boyfriend were just sitting down watching TV, he can just literally put his hand on my leg, but it's like it's not him like just doing an action. I can't explain it, but it's like
I get it.
It's an energy that I feel, and he could just be chilling it just right here, but I feel that energy, right?
I think that's a good point too, because like when me and Alfred are watching a movie together, I can watch a movie with anybody,
right? Right.
But I think it is the energy and the connection that y'all have that, like, man, this movie's great, but it's great that this person I'm connected with is spending time with me. And it just, because sometimes like I'll have a bad day, you know, at work, or it's just a stressful day, and Alfred will come sit next to me. We ain't even got to talk. He could be on his phone, I'm on mine, but just like something about that connection.
About that connection.
So that's a really good point of like, just the connection in that sense can help.
Yeah. And I think that's why I don't necessarily need words of affirmation.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not saying that I don't like to hear it. Right?
Yeah.
But I don't need it.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to feel your energy. Absolutely. Either I'm going to feel your energy, or I'm not going to feel your energy. Right?
That's true.
So that physical touch, that quality time, that right there is going to say a lot to me.
Absolutely.
And for me and my boyfriend's situation, the quality time is really it really translates into communication.
Yeah.
Right? Because our quality time is only so much.
Yes.
So the communication is what is kind of, supplementing that or whatever. But
I think I'm like, I am glad that, and I don't know like how many people are still into it, but I think it did force us to learn each other in a way that it was like you weren't really listening to your partner, or you weren't really like recognizing who your partner is.
Because most people will do what their love language, like you said earlier, towards their person, but it's like that's not how I receive it. Right. If you're giving me gifts,
and I don't want gifts,
and that's not my love language, it's just piling up over here.
It has no value.
Has none.
Like, especially, that is the way, like, Alfred likes gifts. Acts of service, gifts, and I think physical touch. I don't know the order or whatever, but that's the way in which he
receives love.
And he would try to give that to me.
Right.
But in the meantime, or meanwhile, I'm like, quality time. I could have waved it, quality time. And he like, and here's a purse, and here's a this, and here's a that. And I'm like, I don't want any of that.
Yep.
I want you physically here with me, watching a movie, us going out, us spending quality time together. You're not filling up my love language.
Right. You're not filling up my cup.
You're only filling up yours.
You missing it. You keep you keep missing it. Actually, my ex-boyfriend, he was a gift. He was a gift giver. And in the beginning, it didn't do anything for me because he was getting me gifts that essentially he wanted to see me have or see me in, like shoes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, he would completely miss the mark on my shoes because he's thinking about at this, I was like wrapping up like my dance professional career or whatever. So it was a thing of like my like my younger days, and I'm in 6-inch stilettos and this, that, and the third. Well, now
I'm not doing that.
That's not me. So he would give me all these like unmeaningful things, and they would literally sit and collect dust until he started to like really pay attention into when you give me a gift, make it meaningful. It even got to a point like on like Valentine's Day, or what are some of the other like just ones that just I don't know, but like for Valentine's Day, I even told him like don't go out there and give me some flowers and some chocolates and a teddy bear. Them flowers about to die tomorrow. Yeah. Chocolates, I'm not even really eating chocolates like that.
And the teddy bear, I don't.
But now, okay, I love stuffed animals. Okay.
You love stuffed animals?
I love stuffed animals.
To this day?
To this day.
Oh my God. Do you still have a lot of them?
I don't. I got rid of them. But I love stuff. So that made sense. But it's like, you know, like, let's not do that. Like, cook me something to eat or something, like something like that. So then he started to pay attention to what it is that I wanted. But before that, like the gifts, I didn't care less about it.
No.
You just wasting your money
now, sir.
Especially
because if it is something that's going to stroke your ego rather than really make me happy, then just let's knock it off.
Like because these shoes, you just want to see me in it. Well, I'm going to wear them one time. What?
Because my feet hurt. Because I want to walk around with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And that, I think, over time you do learn your partner if you're really paying attention.
If you're really, oh man, that's
like
key.
Coffee. Alfred makes me coffee. That is the loudest, like, what am I trying to say? It speaks volumes to me. It may be a small gesture, but because it's something that I love and it takes time to do it, I'm like, he really paying attention because he know I love coffee and what that means. So, but that. He didn't always make me coffee.
Right. He had to learn it.
He would go buy it from Starbucks. Now, it was very sentimental. He would go buy it and it would be there when I wake up. But the actual act of him going in there.
Like he had to learn how to fit. Yeah. He took the time to figure it out.
I'm like, that's my dog.
That's beautiful. Okay. That's beautiful. Like
that is my dog.
Like my boyfriend, I think, well, not I think, I know one is like acts of service. So like, he, you know, he'll work all day and he does a lot of work with his hands and stuff like that. So like sometimes like when he comes home, like if I'm there or I mean, well, it doesn't matter. Well, no, when I'm there, duh. Has to be when I'm there. But like, you know, when I'm there visiting him, like sometimes he loves taking baths.
Oh my God, really?
Ew.
Hold on. Can we pause? I know somebody that says that they take a bath every day or every other day, and I think the same thing. Like, no,
that's my boyfriend. He loves taking baths. So every now and again, if I know it's been like a super long day, I'll have like his bath ran.
Oh,
you know, I have his bath ran, and he likes a nice little cocktail. So you know, here's a drink on the tub, and he will go
and do his thing.
He will be in there, and he'll come out. He'll be like, thank you. I'm like, yeah, you know.
That's very...
Because I know he loves baths. He likes a nice drink after a long day.
What's his drink of choice? I'm just very curious. I know this is random.
Anything brown.
Oh, brown?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, you know, so you have to, you know, you have to learn your partner and know what it is what their love language is.
You do.
I know acts of service is something. And it could be the smallest thing for him. I can like fix his plate.
That's Alfred.
You know, like fix his plate for dinner, and he thinks that's just like the most beautiful thing ever. I can make his drink.
Yeah,
and he thinks
life changing.
And it's the small things. It's the small things, you know. But that's how he
He wants to see that she's he wants to, like, that is how Alfred, like,
he wants to be able to decompress sometimes when he comes home. He doesn't want to always be going, you know? And I think because we're both always going, he does an amazing job with doing that with me too.
That's good.
You know, but like, it's not him all the time. Like we
you do have to go back and forth because like my me time is very important to me.
Very much.
Because it helps me reset. Yep. And so Alfred will like tell Ellie like, your mom going in there. Yeah. She's gonna relax. Don't get on her nerves. Leave her alone.
Right.
And they leave me alone. Let me like do my thing, whether that's watch a TV, read a book, whatever the case may be. And my son even now is like, you getting your me time in? Like he knows. And I think that's important to know, like, what's going to fill your cup back up and how your partner can play a role in that. Because we are not machines. You know, we have to re-up. So, but yeah. Anything else about...
I just love languages.
I just love love.
I love anything that, like, can help you figure each other out. Like, I'm into zodiacs.
Me too.
I really believe the stuff that majority of the stuff that is said about each zodiac. I love that. And even the compatibility, like,
it's so true.
That stuff is really telling. So I love anything that just kind of helps you understand your partner better.
Because you should want to.
You should want to.
Yeah.
So
you should.
Yeah. I have nothing else, but I just love those things.
But I mean, if there's information out there to help you
understand each other,
then why wouldn't you go out and find it or listen to it? So be open to it. Don't, you know.
Men too.
That's what I was going to say.
Like, yes, this might be more like women heavy or women driven, but it really does. It really does help.
It does.
We ain't just out here like, right. It really does help. So.
It does. So, and it helps you.
Yeah.
And if your mate figures out how to love you better, it's a game changer.
Where do you think I got it from?
Hello?
The love languages. Where do you think I got it from?
That's right.
The zodiac signs.
then you're helping each other out. Okay. Loving on each other better. So, well, guys, we are going to wrap this up. And thanks for joining us again. And until next time, don't forget, no tea.
Just coffee.
Bye.